ChatGPT just released a feature that totally changed my whole outlook on what it can feel like to generate amazing art. The result is so easy and so fun that my mom, who's watched all my videos but never wanted to try making AI art before, looked at what I was working on for this video and then was like, "Can I have a link?" And then she started down the AI art rabbit hole we all know and love. The brand new feature I'm talking about is this button right here. Create a GPT. Custom GPTs are savable, shareable versions of ChatGPT optimized for some specific task. In this video, I am showing you the GPT I just made that makes visualizing your ideas with AI art an absolute breeze, and so far, the results are always epic. I'm calling it the Glibatree Art Designer, named after yours truly. Compared to the regular version of ChatGPT, I have set up the Glibatree Art Designer with 4 features that now I can't live without. Number 1, it lets you generate 4 DALL-E 3 images at once, instead of ChatGPT's latest update to do only 1. Next, it creates much higher quality, more interesting images, no matter how simple your request is. Number 3, this one's a kicker, it gives you a perfectly formatted Midjourney command in a code block for every image. So you can take the same prompt and use it in Midjourney as well. And lastly, when you're done generating your variations, my designer gives you creative suggestions on what sort of images you might want to explore next. Also, not a real feature because I'm still improving it, but I've seen it's also better at generating text within your image, so I expect you'll be much more likely than normal to get at least one variation with everything spelled correctly, which is awesome if you've been using DALL-E 3 for that. I've been showing you the results I've been getting from my GPT this whole time, and between those images and these features, I am sure you're on board with how great it is. But I'm also sure you want to see it in action, see how easy it is, and, of course, try it for yourself. So, without further ado, let's try this out. Assuming you're a ChatGPT Plus subscriber, just go to the link in the description. You should have full access to what I made. You can feel free to bookmark it, share it with anyone you like, or if you want to pin it on the left here, you can click this drop-down and select Keep in Sidebar. Then it shows up right there whenever you want to generate more art. As you'd expect, you can type whatever you want here in the chatbot and ask this thing to generate images of anything. I added a couple of presets, so in one click you can quickly see the power of what I made. Let's try this one, an aerial view of an eagle flying over a river. As we watch this generate, you can see the first thing it does is it gives us a Midjourney command. By the way, I love how beautiful this is, where it actually says Midjourney up at the top. Hey, it's the little things. But yeah. After the command finishes, we get the first image. Perfect. Then, even though custom GPTs can only send one request at a time, it's at this point where I've gotten it to go back and send a new prompt to DALL-E 3 as well, getting us a second image. Let it load, then it'll keep going with a third image and a fourth. Of course, if you then copy these prompts by clicking here, you can use them in Midjourney to get 4 more variations each. So in total, that's 4 DALL-E 3 images and 16 Midjourney images. So by typing just one request into the Glibatree Art Generator, you can have as many as 20 spectacular images to choose from. If you actually take a look at these and the prompts, you'll be able to see what my prompt engineering is doing. It takes your request and tries to fill in the details you left out of your request. So because I didn't say a specific style when I asked for this eagle, we got 4 different art styles to pick from. This photo, this digital painting, this oil painting, and this 3D render. Underneath, there were 4 more ideas that we could use to get even more excellent artworks. I've set it up so that if you want to generate 4 variations of one of these artworks, all you need to do is type one number and click enter. By typing 3, we'll get a group of colorful parrots flying through a vibrant rainforest in 4 different styles. We'll time travel and let this generate immediately. And there you have it, 4 beautiful images of parrots in a rainforest, each with their own creative twists. They look glorious. Based on what I've done, I feel like a lot of the time I get better images out of DALL-E 3, but anytime there's a person in the image, it seems like Midjourney does a lot better instead. Like, take a look at these. They are a request for portrait photography of a movie actor in a dramatic scene. DALL-E 3 did these, and this is what Midjourney created. For these, of course, I like the Midjourney results. They are fantastic. But for these fantasy creatures with DALL-E 3 and Midjourney, I would pick DALL-E 3 as the winner any day. That's just my preference. You guys can experiment yourselves and tell me in the comments what you think. But I really love how this excels at creating great images for simple ideas. But what has impressed me even more than that is how well it takes direction when you have a very particular vision. My mom, for example, I told you at the start of this video she was trying this out. She used my GPT to create artworks of a tree in different styles throughout time. She wanted to create this blog post about how art has evolved over the centuries. And starting with this Egyptian tree here, she said she pasted in a lot of historical detail about the symbolism and techniques being used. As she tried more and more styles of art using my GPT, she told me she was really blown away by the results. You can see here what she made for a Roman mural. This is a Byzantine tree. One from the Renaissance in an Impressionism style. Finally, this abstract expressionist version that doesn't even look like a tree anymore, at least to me personally. If you're wondering what she pasted into my GPT in order to create these, it's actually directly out of the web app my mom and I have been developing over the past year. If you don't know, it's called DodecaLearn, and it's in the spirit of AI-assisted education. We've been working really hard on it, and we recently added a few courses all about different art styles, and there's some excellent material in there that you can use to get high-quality recreations of different styles. We can actually do the same thing she did. Let's hop over into DodecaLearn.com and click on this course right here, Painting Styles Through the Ages. As you can see, we have pre-generated lessons with tons of detail about the different art styles. Starting here with this one is cave paintings. It moves on to Egyptian styles, art in Egyptian tombs. Then it moves on to the Greek. Actually, this one's good. How about we use this to generate photos of Greek pottery? So in this lesson, you can see the key facts over here on the left, as well as the main body of the lesson, which gives us a really detailed explanation of both frescoes and kinds of pottery made in ancient Greece. Reading through this is actually pretty cool. So there are two kinds of painted Greek pottery. There's black figure and red figure styles. The black figure are where they painted on red clay pottery with black pigment, and red figure, they were able to get more detailed artworks by painting the whole pot or vase entirely black and then scraping away the paint. So the background is black and the figures are the natural red of the clay. They got really detailed results this way. We could actually take this whole article, but I think if we're generating pottery, these 3 paragraphs will probably be enough. So let's go ahead and paste that into the Glibatree Art Designer. And if we want a little more, maybe we'll hop back into DodecaLearn. This is probably one of my favorite features, but every article has 8 follow-up questions that have already been generated and are just as detailed as the lesson itself. Scrolling through these, I think this one, asking about the aesthetics of red figure pottery, could be really useful when generating the image. I can click Ask right here, and immediately the answer shows up underneath. This is actually really cool. So it talks about how not only is the red clay red, but it's also a really interesting texture that interacts well with the glossy black paint they used to use. So maybe we'll take this first paragraph, add it to our message, then also use these 2 paragraphs about how the paint and the clay interacted with one another. Paste those in. Lastly, we want to tell my GPT with more detail exactly what we want it to generate. So we could say something like, please generate 4 photos of red figure pottery based on the context I provided. I would love them each to depict a mythology scene surrounding different wildlife commonly found in Greece. Now this request is very specific, and we read quite a bit about Greek pottery that I never would have thought of if I didn't have DodecaLearn. If we click enter here, we can watch it generate. As we do, I hope you can see how far you'll be able to take this tool. I'm sure you could upload an article you were writing and get it to generate a splash screen or thumbnail for your post, or if you're writing a book or comic, you could generate characters or scenes from that project. For me, this tool has been incredibly versatile. I feel like every time it generates something, it surprises me with a twist on my idea, and then that twist becomes the reason I love the image. Like this first vase has such intricate detail and I love it. If we jump ahead a bit, all of these are really impressing me. The detail, the inclusion of the glossy black with the matte red clay, is just beautiful and really matched everything I asked for. As we wrap up, I'll show you some more of the art I've generated, but I want to say the other thing that's really cool is that OpenAI lets me update and republish this GPT without changing the link. So unlike the custom instructions I gave you in the last video, which stopped working because of ChatGPT's latest updates, I should be able to keep making sure this GPT is doing everything you saw today and more now and long into the future. I know normally I send you on to another video so I can keep you in the algorithmic death loop of watching my content, but this time, instead, I want you to scroll down, click the link in the description, and try out the Glibatree Art Designer. I'm sure you'll have a blast, you'll create some amazing things, and I'll see you in the next one.